है, ठीक है इतना.
Srivastava sir, we are ready.
Thank you, General Arora, sir. Rear Admiral IJS Matharu, Assistant Chief of Logistics, and other esteemed panelists, and all our participants and viewers. I once again welcome all of you to this session. And this session is primarily focused on the automated materials management with the Indian Navy and in the Indian Air Force, with the Army CICP having already been covered. So we'll be looking at what are the best practices and what are the takeaways, and in particular, how does the Air Force and the Indian Navy see jointness in automated asset visibility and management. So a very brief introduction for Rear Admiral Matharu, who is a logistics officer, very accomplished, and has commanded INS Hamla, was the command logistics officer of two commands, that is the Western Naval Command as well as the challenging Andaman and Nicobar Command. And also, he is an alumnus of the College of Defense Management. It's a very, very short bio that I have. I'm sure there is much more that the Admiral has done and accomplished. So, over to you, Admiral Matharu, for the conduct of the session.
Thank you very much, sir. Lieutenant General Sunil Srivastava, AVSM VSM, Director CENJOS, Major General Arora, and other eminent panelists of this session. A very good afternoon to you all. As General Srivastava has already introduced me, I am Rear Admiral IJS Matharu. I am the Assistant Controller of Logistics at Naval Headquarters of the Indian Navy. And I thank the Center for Joint Warfare Studies for giving me and my team an opportunity to be part of this webinar and to share our experiences with our material management ERP. I'm very honored to chair this session on material management. So here we go, sir. With your permission, may I have your permission to begin, sir?
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, we'll share the content after some time, sir. I'll just take 5 minutes of, I'll just speak for 5 minutes, and if you permit me, I'll then share the content, sir. Yes, sir. May I begin, sir?
Yeah, please do. Straight away, go ahead.
Yes, sir. In its broadest definition, the term logistics signifies the process by which the resources of an organization, material, human, and now we all can add a third dimension, artificial intelligence, are mobilized and directed towards the accomplishment of military ends. To quote James Huston, everybody likes to talk about strategy. There is some mystic quality about strategy, strategic planning, and strategic decisions that seems to arouse our spirits to a sense of higher intellectual contest. But the Second World War turned out to be less a game of strategy than of logistics. The moves and choices, more often than not, hinged on the logistical factors and implications rather than upon some abstract gamesmanship. We frequently encounter military literature that categorizes two supposedly exclusive classes of activity, one being military and the other being logistics. Also, while using the term operations, logistics is sometimes excluded. This reflects the neglect of the relations that exist between the military arts of strategy, logistics, and tactics. However, it is an accepted fact that military operations, either primarily tactical or logistical, are always a blend of tactical and logistical action. Logistics can then well be called military economics, and yet logistics and economics are not synonymous. Logistics uses many of the principles of management, and yet management and logistics are not synonymous. The relation between logistics, management, and command can be expressed in a single sentence. Logistics is the function of command, whereas management is one of the tools used by command to perform its logistic functions. The most important part of material management is provisioning. The importance of right item at the right time cannot be overemphasized. Sound provisioning had been difficult in the past for want of structural processes, speedy processing, and communication capabilities, and most important, reliable and accessible databases. A system was therefore required to address all this and more. In the naval parlance, naval stores comprise of a wide range of material other than weapons, armament, air and marine equipment, which are required to operate, support, and maintain its forces. The total inventory is a staggering 9 lakhs, out of which approximately 5 lakhs is active inventory. So, one of the management tools used by the Indian Navy to accomplish the fundamental elements of logistics, which are determination of requirement, procurement, and distribution, is the ILMS, Integrated Logistic Management Systems. The Indian Navy realized the need for an ERP system to manage its humongous inventory of close to 9 lakhs, of which, like I said, almost 5 lakhs is active, and spell out material planning processes as structured as structured in a manner as possible, consistent with the need for flexibility. Thus came into being the ILMS, which was developed entirely through in-house efforts. Gentlemen, I would now run through a presentation to give the audience an overview of the way Navy undertakes its material management functions. I also introduce Lieutenant Commander Kavan, who is the CSA ILMS at Naval Headquarters, Delhi, who will take you through the presentations. General Arora sir, may I kindly request you to play the presentation? Come closer.
Good afternoon to all. Very warm greetings to the St. Joe's faculty and the eminent participants from other services. In the next 15 minutes, I, Lieutenant Commander Kavan, would be presenting on Integrated Logistics Management System, the lifeline of naval logistics, our experience with the application so far and its future. I have next slide, please. Sir, may I have next slide, please? The presentation would be covered under the headings as flash. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. Armed Forces is all about the glory and history, and one takes pride in narrating their history. ILMS has an interesting history, being the first ever ERP solution designed completely in-house for inventory management in Indian Armed Forces. The robustness of the system can be judged from the fact that it has stood the test of time for almost quarter of a century. The next slide, please. ILMS was inaugurated by Rear Admiral Koitara, the then ACOL, who was also the main architect of the project. The team comprised of 16 officers with a mix of service and civilian officers from the INMMS cadre, who commenced the project by setting up the ILMS Center at Material Organization, Mumbai in 1995. The application was commissioned in 1997. Since then, the application has undergone n number of modifications to keep up with the new provisions of the procurement manuals and financial regulations, which have been revised periodically. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. The application was designed with the sole objective of achieving transparency in inventory management and to strengthen the aggregate control over the inventory management in the Indian Navy. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. The application is basically a depot management system which is used by the Walmart of Indian Navy, the material organizations. It is a client-based application with separate module for material planning, procurement, technical services, and warehousing functions, which are the four pillars of a material organization. The inventory is systematically divided among sections, which provides total visibility to the planners to avoid any stockout situation. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. The Assistant Controller of Logistics is the competent authority for administration of the application by exercising control through the Chief System Administrator at IHQ MOD Navy, who deals with the policy matters and functionality and is assisted by system administrators in all the regional centers: Mumbai, Vizag, Delhi, Kochi, Karwar, and Port Blair. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. The application is based on a single server architecture which uses Sybase as backend database and Power Builder as front end. The central server is positioned in Mumbai and the disaster recovery site is situated at a different site in the same location. Next slide, please. The next slide, please. The quantum of inventory handled by Indian Navy cannot be matched by any corporate. The inventory size is as flashed. As on date, transactions are live on 5,35,000 items. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. As mentioned earlier, ILMS has separate modules for all the controller functions. The next slide, please. The system facilitates not only provision of new items, but also repair and return of old items. The system is interfaced with Financial Information System of Indian Navy, which is an SAP-based platform to enable budget monitoring at the top level budget holder level. The system has numerous MAS features, which eases supply chain management. The next slide, please. The planning module facilitates the controller of planning, who is the single point of contact for the ships and establishments in managing the customer requirement, starting from handling the demands received from the ships. The next slide, please. Apart from obsolescence management and automatic replenishment system, review and exercise undertaken to arrive at the provisioning quantity is system driven. The system is capable to process data of 5 lakh items, which has relevant information stored in other tables, leading to more than 1 crore records to be processed. In addition, the system enables effective refit management. The next slide, please. Once the intent, which is the official request for a procurement action, is approved, the procurement officer prepares the tender, receives and evaluates the code and processes the order through the system. The next slide, please. With the introduction of Government e-Market, GEM, the various activities towards processing a procurement proposal are duplicated as of now, and to obviate it, integration of GEM with ILMS is being done in close liaison with GEM technical team. The next slide, please. The preparation of items in a safe environment is as important as procurement. The warehousing functionalities available in ILMS are as flashed. The next slide, please. The system also caters for repair and disposal of old items. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. In order to carry forward the legacy of our predecessors, the first in the to-do list is integration of ILMS with GEM. The next important activity is integration of all the logistics applications, such as the ship material management system, which is an intra-ship inventory management tool, the integrated clothing management system, which is an application which tracks clothing issues to the end user, and integrated whittling management system, an application for ration management to achieve the target of single ERP system. Indian Navy has collaborated with IDEX to develop an artificial intelligence driven tool which would be integrated with ILMS. The benefits of single ERP system are well known and the anticipated advantages are as flashed. So next slide, please. So next slide, please. With this, I end my presentation, which I'm sure has given you an overview of the Navy's material management tool. I will be happy to take on questions if any.
Although Matharu sir, there is a question, but it can be taken after Satish. You could say the question in the chat. Why Navy is not using advanced ERP?
Yes, sir. So we'll address this question after the end of the session, or now only, sir?
Yes, sir. After the next presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, am I audible, sir? May I have your permission to begin, sir? Group Captain Satish here.
Yeah, Satish, I think maybe he's not hearing you. Go on.
And is my presentation visible to you, sir?
Yes, it is visible. It's fine. We can hear you.
Right, sir. Very good afternoon to all the delegates, my fellow participants, and all the listeners on this webinar present. I am Group Captain Satish, and the Group Captain EMOLS, handling the EMOLS project at Air Headquarters. In the next 15 minutes, I shall be talking to you on the experience of Indian Air Force with the EMOLS and the way ahead. EMOLS is an acronym. As you can see on the slide, it stands for Integrated Materials Management Online System. EMOLS is an IT-enabled initiative to create and sustain e-logistics environment and a strategic step to streamline supply chain management activities in the Indian Air Force. The application was dedicated to the nation in October 2006 and has been in use ever since. The EMOLS application functions on the AFNet or the Air Force Network IF Intra Network as its backbone. The application completely complies with all the Government of India guidelines and directives and is fully e-audit cleared software application. While EMOLS is the popular name by which the application is widely known, the application suite consists of 3 more applications which are interwoven and function along with the EMOLS. They are EQUALS, which is the Equipment Accounting Online System, the ADOLS, or the Audit Online System, and the PCDA module, which I'll be dwelling upon later. The application currently manages the entire IF inventory consisting of multiple weapon platforms and ground systems and comprises not only users within the Indian Air Force, but also integrated financial advisors, the principal controller of defense accounts, the joint controller of defense accounts at Nagpur, and also various audit officers in the field units. Before I touch upon the EMOLS and its experience, it is very important to understand the processes adopted in the pre-EMOLS era. During the pre-EMOLS era, The record keeping of Indian Air Force inventory was done using stock record cards and tally cards and manually maintained. Also, the visibility of stores held at one unit or formation was limited to the same base. Transactions of items which were taking place on various vouchers for demands, issues, returns, etc., had multiple levels of documentation. When items had to be transacted across bases, the manual voucher process was followed up till the transportation was completed and the items were brought on charge at the destination base. With the widespread distribution of bases and the volume of transactions taking place, the process of tracking and information gathering was long drawn. The critical component of supply chain system, which was provisioning, was manual, which included collation of voluminous information from vouchers and documents and processing them to arrive at meaningful results. Since the documentations were being maintained manually, compilation of data for generation of various reports was always a cumbersome process, and so was the case with MIS reporting. The manual system, which I just discussed, ushered its own fallacies. The process of supply chain management with manual records was evidently time consuming and labor intensive. Further, there was always a possibility of human error since the transcriptions from vouchers to other documents and ledgers and tally cards was done manually. Forecasting, as I brought out, which involved collation of voluminous information from these manual documents and deriving the required provisioning results, was a complex process. Visibility of available assets across bases was not a feasible proposition, and above all, it was a difficult task to get timely availability of spares as required, which was critically essential. And in order to resolve all these issues which were there, the Indian Air Force decided to embark upon having an efficient and effective supply chain management tool in the form of IMALS. The vision was to establish IMALS to create and sustain e-logistics environment for cost and time effective management of logistics activities to effectively support current and also future operations of the Indian Air Force. The advent of IMALS in the Indian Air Force brought along with it something which any organization the size of IAF would desire: the complete standardization of business processes across the enterprise was achieved. All users of the IMALS application had well-defined roles for each document and the purpose in the application, which provided complete control as to who is authorized to do what in every process. There is complete transparency in the application wherein users across HLOS, whether it's a field formation or it is command headquarters or air headquarters, which have complete information and asset visibility. Provisioning process has been completely automated using the IMALS application. All of the above features and improvements that IMALS offered have resulted in improved spares availability across the IAF. Apart from the above impact that has been created in the IAF with the usage of IMALS, the application also has provided IAF supply chain managers with information on dynamic supply status, extensive MIS reporting, and analytical capabilities. The application, through the pan-IAF visibility of spares, has contributed to better inventory management. Apart from benefiting IAF in its supply chain management functions, the application has also impacted the functioning of the integrated finance advisors, the facilitating their working for online financial concurrence and sanctions. Similarly, the audit authorities have also been assisted by the eQuals and the ADOLS applications for conduct of their audit functions online. Coming to the experience of the Indian Air Force with IMALS, IMALS was the first of the applications to be fully e-audit cleared. There are multiple modules covering almost all IAF supply chain management functions. The activities and the various documents which were being managed manually for equipment accounting have been completely digitized. The application also has resulted in generation of multiple MIS reports in the form of dashboards. Presently, the application is operational pan-India across all Indian Air Force bases. And with its introduction, printing of vouchers have been completely dispensed of with, and audit is also carried out online. The e-concurrence by the financial advisors has been facilitated online using this application. The revenue procurement documents and cash account documents from PAN IF, which is required for audit at PCDA Dehradun and JCDA Nagpur, are also facilitated online through the PCDA modules of the EMALS application suite. The store accounting audit carried out by the local audit also has been facilitated by the ADALS application and is conducted electronically. As part of the inter-organizational information sharing, the HAL Vayusena Information Portal, or Hawaii as it is called, was operationalized in February 21 to leverage the full potential of EMALS and the IFS application of HAL to help the functionaries in the IF and HAL supply chain. EMALS also leverages the Indian Air Force owned AFSEL mobile communication system to communicate messages to its users. The application, on completion of 10 years since inception, was awarded the Certificate of Excellence by the Honorable Prime Minister of India in October 2016. As a decision support system, EMALS has assisted various supply chain managers in the Indian Air Force to closely monitor the supply chain status across the fleets, analyze provisioning processes, consolidate procurement functions, manage the budget and control it for effective utilization, better management of the Indian Air Force inventory, and transportation and warehouse management. Apart from the various features of EMALS as a decision support system, it also facilitates a very critical component of aviation space management in terms of life monitoring. There are numerous other benefits and advantages that the IF has derived from the EMALS application suite. To summarize, some of the important business benefits that EMALS has yielded to the IF has been broadly classified into the four major heads, which are inventory, supply chain, knowledge management, and business processes. All the benefits which have been brought out in detail during my presentation already and has been flashed on the screen. Having traveled over the past decade and a half since its inception into the Indian Air Force, the EMALS application has grown multifold in its features, facilities, and facets. From the experience and vast data it has accumulated over the past years, the application is now presently looking ahead to benefit the Indian Air Force in future by complete automation of the provisioning procurement processes. Another important area which the application is focusing on is enhancing its business intelligence capability and digital archival of the vast data. Lastly, constant endeavors are being made to understand and study the best supply chain practices being adopted in the industry and globally, and examine suitability and feasibility of its incorporation to improve the EMALS application experience for Indian Air Force users. To conclude, EMALS assists Indian Air Force in achieving and maintaining the desired levels of operational preparedness through sustenance of inventory enabling countrywide operations. With the implementation of EMALS, supply chain management in the Indian Air Force has transformed radically with not only improved efficiency and effectiveness, but ease of operations. I finish, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for the opportunity.
Matharu sir can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, now better.
Sir, your question was why Navy is not using an advanced version of ERP, sir?
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, first question here is why Navy is not using advanced ERP?
Sir, there was an attempt which is going on to migrate to SAP, but unfortunately, it didn't take off well, and moreover, we realized that our ILMS was meeting all the requirements. Now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to upgrade to a next version through in-house efforts in keeping with Atmanirbhar, sir. We've tried to, we have given this task to Larsen and Toubro in LTI, one of their branches which deals into this, but regrettably, they have not been able to produce the goods. So now we have decided we'll go in-house like we did on the first time. But again, to re-emphasize what I told you, sir, ILMS 1, the first version is still meeting our requirements, and we don't foresee any shortcomings. And it doesn't restrict our material management functions in any manner as of now, sir.
Okay, there is one more, although I thought it is for one of the previous sessions. It says, can we think of floating warehouse as hub in the hub and spoke model where road and rail can be used as part of well-connected e-inventory management? This question is from Arjun Trivedi.
Sir, I have absolutely no prior knowledge of this model, and I'm afraid I'll not be able to answer this till I examine this and till I read more about it, sir.
Okay, we will note this in St. Joe's for later discussions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are no more questions here that I can see.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Anything you'd like to say, sir? Matharu, as summing up?
No, sir, that's it, sir. I mean, this is a great opportunity to share our experiences with
Okay, thank
others.
you. Thank you.
And there are some responses which are there on the mail, so we will address them, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Rear Admiral Matharu, if you could ask both the speakers that they haven't touched upon how do they look at an integrated kind of a joint logistics, a digital platform. Can we have views of the Navy and Air Force on that?
So, that's going to be the order of the day, sir, with theaterizations, and there is no denying the fact. There is a study group, sir, in HQIDS, which is addressing this. The previous ACL was part of it, who is now become COL. So he's heading the study group for the Navy. So, well, yes, sir. I can talk about my experiences with joint logistics because I was involved in setting up the joint logistic node at Bombay. There are as part of the first three, sir. One was Bombay, one was I think so in the east in Guwahati, and the third one is Port Blair, sir. It's only the jointmanship is only limited to 5 areas, sir, which is common naval stores, fuel, oil, lubricants, transportations, rations, and salvage. Other than this, sir, I'm afraid there is not very little we can do because our maintenance, our operations, and our philosophies are different. There is no commonality of equipment, sir, other than some very basic equipment. So, I mean, this is my personal view. We may slowly migrate to some form of joint logistics only in as much as the common naval stores, which we call general use consumable items, rations, transports, and fuel is used, sir. Otherwise, I don't see any jointness in our logistic and material management functions, sir. We can learn from each other definitely. I mean, FO system we've seen it's robust and it's very nice. We would like to know more about it. But other than that, sir, I don't see any jointness in as far as equipment and spare parts, weapon, armament is concerned.
Thank you. What about your views from the Air Force?
Sir, as Brigadier Sethi, who covered the CACP presentation in the morning, sir, he is also part of the study. So are we as part of the same study on the integration of the study of how can the three applications talk to each other and share the information. So that study is still in the process, sir, to reach final stages. And once that is completed, then all the three services are members of the study, and work is in progress, sir.
But that is well known to everyone. I can name some platforms straight away, like you have LHS, like you have Herons,
Sir.
like you have BrahMoses. I can talk about three specific systems that come to my mind,
Sir.
which are shared between the three services. So one is the moot point is there a desirability? That's the moot point. And since you all are the guys on the ground, you are handling it. So I want to know, do you see any desirability?
Yes, sir. The whole study is aimed at the having the information available to like what Brigadier Sethi brought out, that you could demand from a naval depot and have the item required made available to an Air Force base or an army setup. So that is the kind of thing that is being studied upon.
Okay, thank you, Matharu and the panelist Satish.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thanks. We are going to close this session. Now we have caught up with time. We will open the next session immediately, but the session will start at 1545 hours as per program. Thank you.
And how about a cup of tea, sir? That's online.
Yeah, okay. I guess we all deserve it. Thank you, Jahan.
I'll come to St. Joe's and yes, and seek your convenience for that.